All right, hello everyone. Welcome to EuroCup Women. This is the semifinal second leg game. We've got Mersin in white and orange taking on BLMA Montpellier, excuse me. And as I said before, is the second leg of the EuroCup Women semifinals. And both teams obviously wanting so badly to get to the next step and to be at the finals. Again, this is a aggregate scoring format, so they already played last week in Montpellier, and Mersin won by 2 points. They have a very slim aggregate lead after stealing game one in Montpellier. And now they return home with momentum in hopes to seal the deal in front of their home crowd tonight. And as for BLMA, they absolutely must win by 3 points in order to keep their season and dreams alive. So team introductions coming up. And if you did miss game one, it was a tight game that went back and forth quite a bit. 10 lead changes and 11 ties in the contest. Kennedy Burke for Mersin hit a big three with about a minute left. And that was followed by a bucket at the low block by Louisa Geisersloter to give them the go-ahead. But Kennedy Burke finished with a game-high 16 points and also had 7 rebounds for Mersin. So she's been stellar all season long for Mersin, and actually just recently got her Turkish passport, so she will be representing Turkey actually pretty soon in the World Cup qualifiers that are taking place next week. But Kennedy Burke averaging 16 points and 7 rebounds, and that's exactly what she had last week in game one. But as for Montpellier, I think tonight it's going to be very important for them to try to control the pace early, not get too flustered with this crowd tonight. Try not to get in their heads about the importance of this game and that you got to win by 3. Obviously, you have to keep that in mind, but just kind of be in the moment and take it possession by possession. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. On top of that, they also need to win the rebounding battle. A lot of these games on the road especially comes down to extra possessions, comes down to the physicality inside. So I think they need to take away any extra opportunities away from Mersin, and that means that they have to box out. They have to try and deny these offensive rebounds. And BLMA, here's their starting lineup. You got Pospisilova, Cisse, Rabo, and Gloma, and Berniez, with Hoppy coming off the bench, shooting extremely well for them from downtown. Hit a couple threes for them in game one. They've got Diallo, big presence inside, more traditional 5. And for CBK Mersin, you've got Yoshkaite, Allen, Geisersloter, Burke, and Yagapova. And coming off the bench for them, Van Loo did warm up. Julie Van Loo did not play last week, has been out for, gosh, maybe 5-6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, I want to say. So if she does play tonight, this will be her first game back in quite a while. And again, don't forget that Mersin, they had a late coaching change that could have been part of the issue for them last week. They in my opinion, they looked a little sluggish. And for me, the keys for them, they have to start aggressive and set the tone early at home. I mean, you're playing at home, use it to your advantage. They need to have a better balance of running the floor and playing the half-court game. I thought last game they walked the ball up the floor way too much and played to the advantage of Montpellier. So very curious tonight to see if they'll have a better contrast and try and run the floor a little more. And they have the ability to do that with their roster. They've got a lot of experience on this team. We've got 2 Lithuanian internationals in Joškaitė and Sventuraitė. But yeah, it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be an interesting one tonight. Definitely a tall order for Montpellier being on the road, but I think if they are cool, calm, and collected and play collectively, they're gonna need multiple players to score tonight. And head coach Valerie Demore, who's been with Montpellier for quite some time, this is his last season. He will be retiring at the end of this year. And head coach for Mersin, Ekrem Memnun, who he's very well known, has a ton of experience, but came late to this team with Mersin. I would say, what, 2-3 weeks ago? I think it's 3 weeks ago. And referees for tonight: Sonia Teixeira from Portugal, Lucas Jankowski from Poland, and Nemanja Ninkovic from Serbia. They will be leading the way. As always, they do have the most difficult job in the gym, so please be kind. And the other semifinal game that will be taking place later tonight between Athinaikos and Villeneuve Dusk. Villeneuve Dusk, the reigning champions, did win EuroCup last year. So very cool that they are back in this position. However, they do have to win by 13 in Athinaikos. So that'll be an interesting one. But that tip-off is later. And again, the finals will take place April 2nd and April 9th. Again, aggregate scoring, home and away series, just like the semifinals. Every point, every possession matters. All right, moments away from tip-off, folks. And again, just a 2-point lead going into this game for CBK Mersin. So Montpellier need to win by 3 in order to move on. When it's only like single digits or like 2 points, I feel like it's okay. But when sometimes these scores are out of control and it's aggregate, I almost wish that we started with the score on the scoreboard, so we don't have to do math as players on the floor or as a spectator. So if anyone's listening from FIBA and you just, want to change that, that's just an idea. Just throwing that out there. All right, for Montpellier, they do have 2 very young rising superstars on their team that are in the starting 5 tonight. Keep your eye on number 33, Nell Angloma, and number 19, Sarah Cisse, both 19 years old. both averaging over double digits in scoring this season for Montpellier. And welcome, welcome everyone. EuroCup Women semifinals underway here in Mersin. And Mersin in white, we've got BLMA in blue. And again, CBK Mersin did win last week by 2 points. And they go inside to CIMSA and can't get it to fall. And here come Mersin running the floor. And just like that, Laura Yoshikaite gets the first bucket. Berniez kicks it out. CIMSA again running away. Tough shot for her. But BLMA comes up with a steal. The captain will pull from 3 and she knocks it down. And don't forget last week as well, BLMA did throw some junk defense that did work for them. And it looks as right now they're in some sort of a zone. Could be Valle Demore, the head coach at Montpellier, is really well known for mixing up a lot of junk defense. And 3 ball is missed by Yoshikaite. Pospisilova gives it to Rabo, cutting back door. She gets blocked, but CIMSA is there to can't hang on to it, and body's on the floor. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if Yoshikaite slipped or that was very unusual. But possession arrow will go back to Montpellier. Pospisilova looking to go one-on-one, kicks it out, and Gloma will drive. And Yoshikaite is not there in time. So that'll be a foul with 1 second on the shot clock. It's a good aggressive drive there from Angloma. So 14 on the shot clock. Pospisilova attacks baseline, finds a cutting. I think it was CIMSA, but it might have gone off. Maybe it went off on Angloma. Oh no, it went off on CIMSA. Oh no, that's not good. Luisa Geiser-Sloter hunched over in the corner there, might have taken a hit on her shoulder. She does have a history of shoulder injuries. Let's have a look here. Well, it's tough to see there. So hopefully she is okay. Pospisilova hits down another 3 for Montpellier. Back-to-back threes for them. Lindsay Allen thought about it, gives it to Burke. That goes around and out. And Rabo comes up with it. And the transition bucket, not this time for Montpellier, but have to love their effort crashing the glass. And again, I think if Montpellier wants to win this game, they're going to have to win the rebounding battle on both sides of the floor. Go inside to Sventaraite, back to the basket, can't get it to go. Berniez turns it over. Yagapova will push. And she almost throws it away. Gets it back on the wing. They go inside. Yoshikaite does have the size advantage. Kicks it out to Lindsay Allen. And Diallo brings down the board for Montpellier. Shot clock now winding down. Rabo thought about it, decides to pull anyway, and is very short. And Lambert checks in for Montpellier. Lindsay Allen up top. And stolen away from Angloma. It goes out of bounds. So great anticipation by Angloma. Diallo. Pospisilova will pull again from 3. Not this time, and Yagapova with the basketball throws it ahead to Sventurajete, and that gets deflected out of bounds. It will stay with Mersin. So a bit of a slow start for Mersin. They, I mean, had the right idea right away, pushing the basketball. Right now, they just need to kind of settle in a little bit here. Try and get a score in this half-court possession. They find Burke. And Allen almost throws it away. It's tipped out of bounds by Angloma, and 4.3 on the shot clock. And I think Mersin's going to call a timeout and have a talk about it. So just a 4-point lead right now for BLMA, 6-2. Timeout on the floor. All right, so just 4.3 on the shot clock for Mersin. Obviously, plenty of time to get a shot off here. We'll see what head coach drew up in that timeout. And shot clock winding down. Lindsay Allen takes a tough shot, but O-board is there for Sventurajete. Extra pass. Yagapova will pull from deep. Hits the back iron, and Angloma comes up with the board. Lambert take a tough jumper. Not sure, that might have barely hit the rim, and now Mersin looks to push. Allen, tough shot, and gets that one to fall. Hoppy gives it to Diallo. The long 2 is good. And Diallo is very capable. Obviously, she just made that shot, but is capable of hitting the long 2s for Montpellier. Burke. Kennedy Burke adds 2 more, and that's her first bucket of the game so far. Diallo goes right by Sventuraiete for a beautiful reverse lay-in. Just powered through on the baseline. And the other way, Yagapova goes strong to the rack and is fouled. So she'll head to the line. And that'll be on Pospisilova. And Samantha Breen checks in for BLMA. And Yagapova last week in game 1 had 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And she goes 2 for 2. And now Julie Van Loo checks in for the first time in weeks, coming back from an injury. I'm sure that Mersin is very happy to have her back in the lineup. Gives them another scoring option on the perimeter. Diallo inside, will shoot again and knocks it down. Christelle Diallo for Montpellier. Sventuraiete up top, finds Van Loo, turns the corner. And blocked by Angloma. Shot clock winding down, Van Loo. Hits the front iron on that one. And Lambert. Now Hoppy. Diallo again from outside, this time short, but Breen is there for the rebound. Off the glass is good for Samantha Breen. And again, Montpellier doing extremely well on the offensive glass. Allen, nice little hesitation, kicks it out to Yoshikaite. Goes in for the reverse and gets the roll. Yoshikaite is going to be a key player for them tonight. Diallo again from outside. And another offensive rebound. Now Angloma from the corner. And Breen, another O board for her. I'm really kind of shocked that she tried to shoot it right away. But hey, worked out well for her. She's going to the line. She drew a foul. And Breen right now, 2 points, 2 offensive rebounds in 2 minutes. Breen has been great for BLMA this year. One of their 4 players averaging double-digit scoring. And last week had 12 points. Right now has 4. And Allen finds Burke. Little fake handoff. Kennedy Burke. Felt like she was fouled. Had something to say to the ref. Might need to be careful next time, and almost comes away with a steal. Roman Berniez misses, but Samantha Breen again, 3-0 boards for her. Van Loo gives it to Burke. Nice little high-low action, but stolen away by Rabo. A little behind the back. And Rabo just couldn't hang on to it. Had a little too much sauce on that wraparound. Burke thought about it, kicks it out, and Yoshikaite still can't get a score from downtown. And back-to-back turnovers now for Rabo from Montpellier. I think Montpellier needs to be careful here with the turnovers. They really need to try and be smart and capitalize whenever they get a stop to try and get a bucket. As Burke is fouled going to the line, and I know that's like the obvious thing to say. Obviously, you want to get a stop and score, but especially when you're on the road, it's so important, just even for confidence, and to try and get your team in a rhythm. And now they've had 2 stops and 2 turnovers. Just unfortunate for Montpellier. However, at least they weren't live ball turnovers. But Kennedy Burke now at the line, first time to the free throw line tonight, is their leading scorer this season. And an offensive rebound. Corner pocket 3. Not this time. Sven Taraite comes through with another big board. Almost stolen away. And Burke gives it up. Will she get it back? Nope, they give it to Allen. Shot clock winding down, has to heave. And that's a no-go. But that will do it after 10 minutes. BLMA with a 5-point lead. 18-13 here in Mersin. All right, welcome back. Second quarter underway here in Mersin. If you're just now joining us, it is the EuroCup Women semifinal. And CIMSA blows an easy 2, but somehow gets it back and makes sure she doesn't miss a second time. So again, this is aggregate scoring. Mersin won game 1 last week by 2 in Montpellier, and a turnover by Sventuraiete. And another turnover for Montpellier. So yes, aggregate scoring. If Mersin just need to get a W or lose, if they lose by 1, it's fine. Montpellier has to win by 3 points in order to move on. A tough shot. And Allen comes up with the board and is fouled, plus the bucket. So Lindsay Allen will head to the line. Let's have another look at that, as Atash had to throw it up. And yeah, right there by Breen, just tried to poke from behind. But Allen last week had 8 points and 8 assists for Mersin in that 2-point victory. Now they go inside the Rabo, and she will head to the line as she's fouled by Atash. Nice little hesitation right there on the spin. Rabo, the 23-year-old, does a lot of the dirty work for Montpellier, is a tough defender, really works her butt off. Had 5 points last week, 7 rebounds and 7 assists, as well as 3 steals last game. Van Loo goes inside to Burke, beautiful pass. And Kennedy Burke does the job and finishes the bucket. Almost stolen away. Breen looks to take it all the way, and she does exactly that. Samantha Breen now has 8 points, 3 for 3 from the field. And again, inside to Burke. My goodness, Julie Van Loo. How in the world did she get that pass in? Breen back to the basket, and she's fouled. We'll see if Mersin runs the same pick and roll action they were successful on it in the last 2 possessions. I mean, if I'm them, you might as well keep going to it. The ball on the side for Montpellier, 14 on the clock. Hoppy picks it out. Breen with a deep 3. Samantha Breen remains perfect from the floor. Gives Montpellier a 6-point lead. And here's that pick and roll again. And yep, Van Loo definitely traveled. So now here's the time where Montpellier, they need to capitalize. After getting a stop, causing a turnover, got to get a bucket. Just keep adding little bricks by bricks. It's going to be, this game is tight later on in the game. I'm not saying they can't do it. It's just going to be very difficult for them on the road. They are capable, but might as well give yourself a little cushion. Breen almost turns it over. Pospisilova now looking to go one-on-one. Breen has it, kicks it out. Rabo up top. Not this time, and is turned over from Mersin as Burke putting her hand up, admitting that she put too much on that pass. Hoppe, tough three, well contested, but it doesn't matter. Tough three from Kadasha Hoppe. And now BLMA with their biggest lead, 9 points. And Yoshikaite inside at the low block, misses the front end 2 times. Unfortunate for Mersin. She definitely had the advantage. And Hoppe, they turn it over on the pass, and now they've got numbers for Mersin. Burke all the way, and she gets fouled. But yes, I need to see Mersin running the floor more when they get these stops. For me, that's what was missing last week. They played very slow, a lot of half court. And it ended up working, in my opinion, to the advantage of Montpellier, giving them time for their defense to set up, especially when you have a team like Montpellier who plays a lot of junk defense. So now, obviously, the refs are looking at something. Not really sure what it is. Maybe it's Hoppe's three to make sure it was a three. I'm just guessing because the ref keeps saying, like, with her hand, go back. All right, so far this quarter, it's 11-7 for Montpellier. And do have their biggest lead right now with 9. And Mersin shooting 35% from the field. And Montpellier 48%. So yes, they were double checking to make sure that was a 3 for Montpellier, and Mersin has yet to hit a 3 tonight. They're 0 for 8. So Burke knocks down the first. Now 7 points for Montpellier. And Hoppe to bring the ball up the floor here. They find Hoppe, and it's blocked by Yagapova. And another turnover for Mersin. That would have been a great opportunity for them to push the ball. Tough block and great save. Just good court awareness by Yagapova. Now it looks like a little zone from Mersin. And it's a bad pass to Diallo. And that'll be another turnover for Montpellier. So right now Montpellier has 8 turnovers, excuse me. And Mersin with 9. And Diallo fouls right away up top. I'm not really sure what what she was trying to do. Clearly that's a foul. So now Angloma comes back in for Montpellier. And Van Loo will use the pick and is fouled. No, she's not fouled. That's a legal screen by Sventurajete. So that'll be turnover number 10 for Mersin. Pospisilova can't get it. Oh, board also off. And Yagapova will get fouled from Berniez. And that's on the floor. So ball on the side now for Mersin. Yagapova, tough shot. Level of difficulty on that shot. Wow. I don't know how she got that one to go in. But a timeout on the floor now. As Montpellier still leading the way with just 5 points, 29-24. A little under 5 minutes left to go here in the first half. All right, 5-point lead here for Montpellier. And a foul right away from Akbash. So 17 on the shot clock. Rabo finds Pospisilova. Berniez gets it back. But Rabo, again, crossover, has to go up. And not in time. And poor execution from Montpellier coming out of a timeout. I mean, that's a tough pass to make. Pospisilova just wasn't in the right, which is in the right spot, but it was just smothered by defenders. And Van Loo, Julie Van Loo gets on the board, makes it a 3-point game. Nice cut by Pospisilova, but can't finish. And Van Loo with the handle and the shot. Not this time. And Gloma looking to push the pace. Goes inside, it's Pospisilova and Diallo. And I think that just went out of bounds, but well, it will stay with Mersin. And Van Loo loses it in a jump ball as Diallo did a nice job stepping out on that screen. Got her hands right on the basketball. But it will stay with Mersin. 10 seconds on the shot clock. And stolen away by Lambert. As Pospisilova brings it up the floor. Lambert turning the corner, finds Diallo on the roll. She can't finish. Looking to push. They go inside to Sventuraiete. One-on-one versus Angloma inside, and off the glass is good for two. And that's exactly what Mersin needs to do. Anytime they get a defensive stop, they need to push the pace and play in rhythm, play in flow. And a timeout on the floor. 1 point lead for Montpellier. All right, so Mersin 15-11 so far this quarter. Montpellier hasn't scored in quite a while. We'll see if they can execute a little bit better coming out of this timeout. Pospisilova finds Lambert. Lambert turns the corner off the pick, off the glass for two. The bank is open for Kira Lambert. Oh, beautiful pass again, Van Loo, but Sventuraiete can't finish. And Gloma looking to go inside to Diallo. Little give and go. Pospisilova might have gotten away with a travel and can't get the roll. So now Lindsay Allen has the mismatch, and so does Sventuraiete underneath, and a foul up top by Diallo. And that'll put Allen to the line. And Breen finally comes back in, has 11 points, is 4 for 4 from the field for Montpellier. Also has 4 rebounds, but she does have 2 fouls, so I'm sure that's why. she was on the bench, but is really the only one scoring for Montpellier right now. And Allen misses, and if that is on Breen, that's her third. Oh my, that's a tough one. I need a replay of that. Looked like she was just boxing out, and it should have been over the back, even though I know over the back doesn't exist in Europe. I don't think we're going to get a replay, but that's a tough call and really unfortunate for Montpellier and for Samantha Breen, because now she has 3 fouls. I'm not sure. Doesn't look like she's getting taken out either. With 2 minutes left to go here. And Sventerajete ties it up with those free throws. So Hoppy comes back in. And you see Julie Van Loo trying to get the crowd into it. As they're all tied up now with 2 minutes left to go here in the first. Not really sure what's going on. So Breen has to stay in, and definitely needs to be careful. She's got 3, and they need her scoring. So defensively, needs to be extremely careful. Tries, oh wow, throws it out of bounds, right over the head of Hoppy, and now Breen will go have a seat. Van Loo from the elbow. Can't get it, and Diallo comes up with the board. And Diallo looks like she's in pain. Maybe a finger's out of place. Not really sure, but this is the second injury tonight. Luisa Geisersloter went down very early in the game for Mersin. It was 2 minutes into the game and 93 seconds left in the first half. Diallo goes down for Montpellier. And Gloma, spin move. Can't get it to go, but Cisse comes up with the board. Hoppy. Again, offensive rebound. Hoppy will try again from deep. That one is off the mark as well. And Allen looking at Allen thought about it, shot fake, throws it up, and it's in. Mersin back in front. Backdoor cut, intercepted. And here come Mersin. They have numbers. Van Loo in rhythm. Not this time, but it will stay with Mersin underneath. Good hands there by Sventerajete to keep it alive. So 14 on the shot clock. And And Bernias will come in, and Gloma will go have a seat. Van Loo up top, uses the pick. Yagapova goes inside, turnaround, very short. And that should be a shot clock violation, as both of those shots. Let's see here, right, yep, doesn't hit anything. So 9.5 remains in the first half. And Montpellier, opportunity here to tie it up or even take the lead going into halftime. Lambert is fouled, so she'll go to the line. And Lambert. .86% from the free throw line this season. And goes 1 for 2. Van Loo will heave from the logo. Oh, off the mark. But that will do it after 20 minutes of play. Mersin with a 1-point lead. Technically a 3-point lead going into halftime, 33-32. And again, aggregate scoring, so that's why I said it is technically a 3-point lead. So still a 1-possession game for Montpellier. But let's have a look at some of the stats here. Both teams right now from the field are 12 for 34, that is 35%. Mersin has yet to score a 3-pointer. They are 0 for 11. They do, however, have 11 offensive rebounds, 9 assists, and 12 turnovers. And as for Montpellier, 8 offensive rebounds for them, 9 assists, and 10 turnovers, excuse me. So now I think it'll just be a battle of who can take care of the basketball better and who's going to win the battle of the boards. That's what it might come down to in the end, but stick around, folks. We still got plenty of basketball left to go here. 1-point lead at halftime for Mersin, 33-32. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. 1 point lead for Mersin. Technically a 3-point lead. Considering last week's game, they did win by 2. So if Montpellier wants to advance, they have to win this game by 3. But Montpellier, they need someone to make some plays offensively because they are really struggling scoring the basketball. Only Samantha Breen in double figures with 11 points. And Christelle Diallo is the next person in line with 6 points. After that, it just kind of falls off. Thought they did a great job on the offensive glass. They do have 8 rebounds, but they definitely need to clean it up with the turnovers. Need to do a much better job taking care of the basketball. They have 10 turnovers, so that is 10 missed opportunities to get a bucket, and those are going to be crucial for them on the road. And as for Mersin, I think they need to continue to push the pace and be aggressive, attacking the rim when they can, and alternating with slowing things down from time to time. But I think Kennedy Burke needs the ball more, needs more shots. She's got 11 points right now, shooting 4 for 6. After that, it's Lindsay Allen with 8 points and 4 rebounds. Yoshikaite only has 4 right now, and Van Loo is leading the way with 4 assists. Obviously, very unfortunate for Mersin. Louisa Geiser-Sloter did go down with a shoulder injury in the first 2 minutes of play, so missing her presence inside. But Diallo for Montpellier, well, I was going to say she went down, but she's back on the floor, so looks like she got whatever wrist or thumb, finger, something taped. So glad that she's okay. And all right, second half underway here in Mersin. Montpellier will start with the basketball. 1-point game for the home team. And they go inside to Diallo, taking her time. Almost got away with a travel. Misses her own shot. And ball goes out of bounds. She stepped on the baseline. So yeah, that goes out of bounds on her. And now Montpellier again playing a little bit of junk. And Diallo commits the foul. That's going to be a tough closeout for her on the perimeter versus a quicker guard. Allen gets it back, finds Van Loo. She thought about it. Allen up top. Tough shot. Can't get the roll, but the O board is there. Sventaraite going to work inside. And extends the lead to 3. And with Geiser-Sloter out, Sventaraite is going to see a lot of minutes tonight. Berniez finds Diallo. She'll absorb the contact and finishes for 2. Back to a 1-point game. Go inside to Burke. Now Yagapova. And mismatch. Sventaraite kicks it out. Yagapova from deep and knocks down the first 3 of the game for Mersin. They were 0 for 11 in the first half. Breen off the dribble, finds Diallo. Back to the basket, one-on-one versus Sventaraite. And the O board by Rabo. Diallo, oh my goodness. Diallo has hit most of her shots from the outside tonight. And that one quieted the crowd real quick. And Allen turns it over. Montpellier has numbers, an interception from Burke. Yagapova again, back-to-back triples from Yagapova. And she now has 10 points. Montpellier just needs to settle a little. Unfortunately, they turn it over, and now Yagapova on the run, goes all the way and is fouled. Yagapova right now with 6 points. Has 10 points on the night, but 6 points in the second half. And make it 7, but so now Alina Yagapova and Kennedy Burke have 22 of Mersin's 41 points. And they go inside to Rabo, and she's fouled by Lindsay Allen underneath. So Rabo will go back to the line for Montpellier. And this is the first, and Montpellier's had a tough schedule. They've lost the last 3 games. They played Tango Bourges Basket about a week and a half ago. Lost that game in overtime. Then played Mersin at home. Oh my gosh, get out of here, Yagapova! Incredible pass inside to Sventuraiete. And now Mersin, their biggest lead, 9. What a turn of events. As Bernies pull-up jumper is good for the captain. And Burke. Yep, that's the right pass, right play. If Burke had eyes behind her head, she would have seen that, but kicks it out to Yagapova right away, and she saw the mismatch. The high-low is there. Sventuraiete will go to the line, but yeah. Man, I got distracted from whatever story I was telling you guys about Montpellier by the pass of Yagapova. But oh yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks, couple of games I should say for Montpellier. They lost to Tango Bourges Basket in the French league in overtime on the road. They come home, they played Mersin, they lose by 2, and then this last weekend they lost to Villeneuve d'Ascq, who's also competing in the other semifinal for EuroCup Women. But they lost that semifinal French Cup game, and now here down by 9 to Mersin. But still plenty of time left for them to try and get back into this game. Again, they have to win by 3 if they want to keep it alive, and Lambert is short. And Akbash finds Van Loo. Van Loo turns the corner. Nice behind the back to Sventuraiete off the pick and roll. And Montpellier really struggling right now defensively. Thought they did a great job that first half, keeping Mersin to just 33 points, but right now, to start the second half, Mersin 14-6. And Sventurajete has 10 points and 8 rebounds so far tonight. Make it 11 points, and 6 of those 8 rebounds are offensive rebounds. Cisse up top. Nice little bounce pass to Cisse, and she blows the layup. Van Loo, they go inside again to Sventurajete, and fouled from behind by Cisse. So now 11-point lead. And make it 12 points / 14, because it is aggregate. And ball will stay with Montpellier on the side. Go inside, and great hands defensively by Yagapova, and it's off of Cisse, so even better for Mersin. Thought she just deflected it, but not only did she deflect it, but somehow got it to go off of Sarah Cisse. So that's another turnover for Montpellier. They've got 13 right now. They did have 10 at half. Van Loo. No look pass to Yagapova. Double pumps. And can't get it to go this time. Downtown. And Angloma looking to post up Akbash down low. And she's fouled. So baseline out of bounds. For Montpellier. Corner pocket 3. Off the mark for Lambert. And Akbash slowing things down. Van Loo from the corner. Can't get it to go. Pospisilova from the top. Knocks it down, and Montpellier desperately needed that bucket. 6 points for Pospisilova, and now in single digits. Yagapova can't get it, but Burke, misses the easy one. And that one goes out of bounds. I think Burke might have been too open on that O board. And she's asking coach here to review that coach's challenge. Ooh, she might be right. Always makes me laugh when sometimes when players ask coaches for, no, review that. We got to review that. And it's, it's not off of you. Or you know what I mean? Like it went off of you, or it's your fault. So why are you asking for for a review? But in this case, that quick little preview that we had, it looked like Breen knocked it out, but it has to be completely obvious. Otherwise, they're going to go with their original call. So we'll see what they have to say. All right, they did change the call. So nice job by Kennedy Burke, and good call by the coach to trust his player to use that challenge. I also think that if you do get a successful challenge in FIBA, you should be able to have another one. But again, I'm not making the rules. Just a suggestion. As Burke drives and is fouled going to the rack. So Burke will go back to the free throw line. And if you know Kennedy Burke, you know that she loves to drive to her left hand. I mean, surely that's got to be on the scouting report for Montpellier. And Burke hits the first one. And goes 2 for 2. Extends the lead again to 11 and almost comes up with a steal. And it did go out of bounds off of Lambert, I believe. So Kennedy Burke has great anticipation on the defensive side. Van Loo finds Burke. They go inside, high-low. Beautiful teamwork right there between the two bigs on the floor. Now Mersin in a zone, mixing things up themselves defensively. Lambert with a little step back. That one's heavy, and Breen comes up with it. Hoppy turns the corner, goes all the way. Can't finish, but Breen is there to clean it up. And Breen remains perfect from the floor. And I think Hoppy needs to attack the rim more for Montpellier. And a steal for Montpellier. Hoppy pulls from downtown, not this time, but it will stay underneath for Montpellier. Samantha Breen remains, still is the only player in double figures for Montpellier with 13. Excuse me, I totally lied. So is Diallo. So two players, 10 and 13 points. And Breen, tough shot. And that one goes in and out. Van Loo up top. Tough shot by Van Loo. Can't get it to go. And Montpellier trying to push the pace a little bit. And Gloma from deep. And that one again in and out for Nella Gloma. And she remains scoreless tonight. 0 points, 0 for 4. Hasn't taken a lot of shots, but does have 7 rebounds. Atash knocks it down from the corner. Sinem Atash does shoot the 3-ball very well for Mersin. And a foul away from the ball. Julie Van Loo. And Van Loo, have to imagine that this is, she's played 23 minutes. It's quite a bit for her first game back after, gosh, I think it's been like 4 to 6 weeks. And the take plus the foul for Lambert. Nice little hesitation. Does a nice job protecting the basketball going to the rim. Lambert completes the 3-point play. And subs coming in as Bravo comes back on the floor. Montpellier really need to try and get a stop and a score here to try and get some sort of momentum going into the fourth. Burke stolen away by Pospisilova and is fouled from behind. And that will send Pospisilova to the line. So great job, a nice help side right there, closing the gap. Pospisilova has been in this position before, did go to the finals of EuroCup Women last year with Maxi Farrell. And back to single digits for Mersin, but chance here to extend it once again, this final possession in the third. Allen looking for an open lane and kicks it out, and the 3-ball goes down for Akbash to end the third. Big time shot from Bushra Akbash. And a 12-point lead now after 3 for Mersin. And a huge third quarter for Mersin, 27-16. And again, Montpellier just continued to struggle to score the basketball. They had 18 points in the first half, 14 in the second, and 16 now in the third. Just 10 minutes left to go. And they have to win by 3 if they want to continue on. Otherwise, Mersin is just 10 minutes away from being in the EuroCup Women Final. That will take place April 2nd and April 9th. And they play in the other semifinal game is Athinaikos versus Villeneuve Dusk, another French team. But Athinaikos does have a 13-point aggregate lead before that game starts. And that will be taking place later on tonight. All right, fourth quarter underway. Mersin with the basketball. Burke in the low post is fouled. And if you're just now joining us, it was a close game at halftime, and Mersin completely pulled away in that third quarter, outscoring Montpellier 27-16. And Burke now has 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. The drive, and I think that was a pass, but turned over there by Breen. Akbash finds Allen. Go inside to Yoshgaite. Spin move and is fouled by Pospishilova. And Yoshgaite has really nice size at that guard spot. Does a nice job playing with her back to the basket. Is capable to kick it out to shooters. Hasn't scored a ton today. Normally does average 14 points. And now tonight has 4, and there must have been a technical that I missed. And the technical foul was on the bench of Montpellier. But yeah, not a lot of scoring today from Yoshgaite, but they honestly, Mersin hasn't really needed it. Spenteriate has done a nice job coming off the bench for them, and especially in the absence of Geisler-Schloter. She's on the bench right now. Spenteriate is on the bench right now, as well as Geisler-Schloter, but she went down in the first 2 minutes of the game with a shoulder injury. And Geisler-Schloter does have a history of shoulder injuries, so hopefully she's okay. And hopefully it's nothing too serious. And yeah, that's a lot of contact by Angloma, as Yoshgaite was trying to set a screen and couldn't even get there, as you see right there. So that's Angloma's third. And a timeout on the floor. (64-48) for Mersin. They are just 8 minutes and 39 seconds away from advancing to their first EuroCup Women final. But timeout on the floor for Montpellier. And 8:39 is still a lot of time. Montpellier still has a chance. I mean, they haven't scored yet this quarter, but scoring has been an issue for them. And if they're not gonna score, they try to get to the free throw line or something. But they need to have more players to be aggressive and attack the rim. I really liked what Hoppies did. A couple of possessions. I mean, that was last quarter, but. Yeah, they need players that are going to go out and make plays, and right now they don't. They just don't have that. They only have 2 players in double figures. Again, that's Breen and Diallo. And sideline out of bounds here for Mersin. They get it to Allen on the skip pass. And Lindsay Allen coming through with the big triple. Lead is now 19. Pospisilova will drive, kick it, and finds Angloma. And I think Montpellier needs to do more of that. Try and drive, get to the basket. Nice backdoor cut from Kennedy Burke. An even better pass from Lindsay Allen. And now Mersin is just on a roll now as Lambert turns it over. And it looked like that got poked from behind, but Rabo takes it right at Kennedy Burke and is fouled. I need a replay on that. Burke didn't even have her hands up. A little baby bump. So Rabo back to the line for Montpellier. And it's going to be very difficult for Montpellier if they don't start getting some stops on the defensive side. If Mersin gets in that 80-point range, that's going to be hard to come back for them. But we'll see what will unfold here in the last 7:30. And Burke hits the back iron. And Rabo is fouled by Akbash. An unfortunate turnover for Montpellier, trying to go inside to Rabo. And that will be number turnovers. 17 turnovers for Montpellier. And Mersin has 16. Allen finds Yoshkaite, took her time up top, got her feet set. And she drills the three from the top of the key. And now a 20-point lead for Mersin. Pospisilova hits nothing. Offensive board is there. They've got to shoot it. And Rabo throws it up, but Burke comes up with it. And now Van Leeuw will slow things down for Mersin. Yagapova. Nice pass inside to Burke as she rolls strong after setting that pick. It's difficult to defend when you're switching and you don't go under right away. There's no way that Rabo's going to catch up with that, so Burke did a nice job rolling hard to the basket immediately. And another timeout on the floor as things are now starting to get a little out of control here for Montpellier. Down 22, technically down 24 with 6 minutes and 12 seconds left here in the game. All right, Hoppy tries to get it into Lambert on the back door cut. And unfortunately, another turnover. That's turnover number 18, I believe, for Montpellier. And Van Loo now with the ball for Mersin. Finds Burke again, and Burke turns it over. Lambert is fouled by Yagapova. Lambert gets it back. Shot clock is winding down. They go inside to Green. Turnaround, and Green gets the friendly roll. And now she has 15 points. Yoshikaite hands it off. Yagapova. And that one is off. Rabo finds Profishilova. That hits the back iron. Monster rebound there for Lindsay Allen. Allen wide open runway to the left and is fouled. Not really sure what Montpellier was doing defensively, but they just gave her a wide open lane. And that was like green light to the left hand. So Lindsay Allen back to the free throw line. There's a nice little line today. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1 steal. Does have 4 turnovers, but she does have 7 assists. So we'll see if she gets a couple more with 4:37 left. Rabo up top. Stolen away by Burke. And Van Loo will slow things down as Van Loo turns it over now. So that's 18 turnovers for Mersin. And Kennedy Burke now has 3 steals tonight. Hoppy has the switch versus Burke. Kicks it out. Breen turns it over, is poked from behind by Yagapova, and she goes coast to coast. And Yagapova now with 14. Pospisilova turns it over. And this is just not looking good at all for Montpellier. Just very 2 different halves for both teams, if I'm being honest. Specifically for Mersin, I mean, they had 33 points at halftime. And right now, it scored, my math is correct, 45 in the second half, and there's still 3 minutes left. Corner pocket 3. Goes up and in and down. Up and in, up and down, all the way around for Akash. And stolen away by Lindsay Allen. Passes it up ahead to Yosh Gaete. She'll give it to Yagapova. And the teamwork makes the dream work. And a timeout on the floor once again for Montpellier. And Mersin doing a nice job converting these live ball turnovers into points. And Montpellier now with 22 turnovers. Outscoring Montpellier. Mersin outscoring Montpellier this quarter 22-6. And if you look at the graphics, Montpellier was leading for 18 minutes of this game in the first half, and then now it's just blown completely wide open for Mersin. I don't know what it was in the first half. They had some nervous jitters, or I have no idea, but just a completely different team from first half to second half. And things are not looking so good for Montpellier. And now really, it is a 28-point lead, but Mersin did win that first game by 2, so 30 points. And another turnover for Montpellier, number 23. And that has just been, it's just one of those nights for them. And substitutions for Montpellier. As Kenza Salg comes in for the first time for Montpellier. Yagapova. No-look pass inside to Sventeraiete. Sventeraiete now with 17. And Gloma gets blocked. And they throw it up ahead to Yagapova, but she can't finish. Pospisilova will pull and gets that one to go. But won't be enough for Montpellier. Pospisilova now in double figures with 11. And that one gets turned over as Hoppy will pull from deep, and back-to-back threes for Montpellier. But just not enough time on the clock for them. Yagapova up top. They go inside, and Gloma is holding from behind. And that will be her fourth. So Sventeraiete will go back to the free throw line, who's shot pretty well from the line tonight, actually. Mersin in general, 24 for 28 from the free throw line. And now Sventeraiete with 18 points and 9 rebounds off the bench for Mersin. Copy. Extra pass to the corner, and Gloma will drive. Can't get it to go. Cisse with the O board. Unfortunately, another miss for Montpellier. And it's been a rough night for Montpellier, but kudos, hats off to Mersin. And that shot doesn't hit anything by Akbash. But final 32 seconds of this game, and Mersin will head to their first EuroCup final. They were at the Final Four and finished fourth back in 2020, 2021, or maybe it was 21-22. As Cisse misses that one, but I have to imagine that they're just going to dribble this out here. But huge victory for Mersin on their home floor. Took care of business at home, and they are headed to the finals for EuroCup Women. And they will play the winner of Athinaikos and Vilnius April 2nd and April 9th. And that game, that other semifinal game, is taking place in about 15 minutes. But huge congrats to Mersin. Had a big time second half for them, scoring 27 and 26 in the third and fourth quarters. And just blew this game open right from the jump of the third quarter. But Montpellier, 3 players in double figures for them. Christelle Diallo had 10 points in 14 minutes, 3 rebounds. Julie Pospisilova with 11 points. And leading all scorers for Montpellier was Samantha Green with 15 points and 6 rebounds. And for Mersin, Lindsay Allen with 13 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Alina Yagapova with 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Egle Sventuraiete, 19 points and 10 rebounds. 6 of those were offensive rebounds. And then lastly, leading also with 19 points, Kennedy Burke, shooting 6 for 10, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. So that will do it for me, folks. Final score here in Mersin, CBK Mersin 86, BLMA Montpellier 60. Mersin is headed to EuroCup Women Finals, and we will see you next time. Have a good night.